Trump has sent some cryptic tweets this week about America, or rather making America the Bitcoin capital of the world, talking about crypto markets. In the face of what's going on in the Middle East, you're like, okay, wait, what's going on? But this new announcement we got today that just came hours ago, I think confirms that maybe the strategic Bitcoin reserve could be a distraction. Big could on that to hide their real Bitcoin plans. And as crazy as that sounds, I really want us to think about how hard America has fought Binance and BitMEX over the years. And then once Trump came in, we obviously saw the pardons of Arthur Hayes from BitMEX and, of course, CZ from Binance. For the longest time, they were the two biggest offshore exchanges that, for all intents and purposes, have now been neutered in the American markets. And this morning might have secured that America is actually going to become the Bitcoin capital of the world. But I think there might be more to this story than meets the eye. So I'm going to dive right into it. So actually, first, I'm going to cover the Trump tweets or Truth Social posts that I think everyone saw. Maybe you didn't see. I mean, who's really on Truth Social, I guess? So maybe you probably didn't see this, okay? So actually, this is the second one. First one comes May 26th. What's that? 3 days? Was that Tuesday? Tuesday. And we have Trump tweeting. Wait. Which one was first? Yeah, okay, this one was first. Sorry, guys. Here's Trump. It is critically important that the CFTC's exclusive authority over prediction markets is maintained. You're like, okay, what's this have to do with Bitcoin? We're talking about prediction markets. Keep that in mind here. Keep this in mind for the announcement that we heard this morning, and that they will thrive. Under my leadership, we are setting, quote, rules of the road that are the gold standard for the states. We cannot have scum like Chris Christie, Letitia James, Tim Walz, and J.B. Pritzker setting the rules. Trump's words, not mine, all right? Other countries are after this new form of financial market, and we want to remain at the top. Likewise, and even more importantly, we are currently the crypto in quotation mark, or rather in, quotes here, or actually it's quotation marks, parentheses, sorry guys, it's Friday. Currently the crypto, in parentheses, Bitcoin, etc., capital of the world. Other countries are trying diligently to replace us in that capacity, but we won't let it happen. It is a major industry and we must protect it. Mike Selig, CFTC chairman and respected by all, is doing a great job. Thank you, Mike. President Donald J. Trump. Again, keep some of these topics in mind if you didn't hear the breaking news this morning. 1, prediction markets, and 2, CFTC. And of course, crypto or Bitcoin capital of the world. So again, this was on the 26th. And then on the 27th, we saw this tweet where he actively attacked Gary Gensler. And you know my thoughts with Gary Gensler. No, that's my troll thoughts. That Gary Gensler was a secret maxi. Finally, people are starting to catch up on this. But anyways, that's a totally different conversation. Trump, True Social post, Gary Gensler and the anti-crypto army nearly destroyed the American crypto industry by driving Bitcoin, crypto perpetuals, keep that one in mind, and innovation offshore. But Trump, in quotes, which is kind of weird, to be honest, saved it. America is now the crypto capital of the world, and builders and entrepreneurs are coming back to the United States where they belong. Under my leadership, we will codify a future-proof digital asset market structure that cannot be undone by the crypto haters. Dude, he still got it. That's so funny to me. Oh, man, the crypto haters, lol. Anyways, the new frontier of finance is being built in America, and Trump, again in quotation, what does this mean? Side tangent, your name in all caps with quotes. You're talking. What, like, is this another entity? Are we going QAnon here? This is crazy. Anyways, the new frontier of finance is being built in America, and Trump, again, in quotes, will never let crypto down. President Donald J. Trump. Okay, first and foremost, hey, yo, look. You promised me $150K early in this administration. The clock is ticking, bro. You literally, I'm trolling again. We do a little troll. It's Friday. Let's have a little fun. The Bitcoin is literally down. All right. Like the price is literally down right now. So, man, come on. You kind of are letting me down, man. You really are letting me down. Anyways. Okay. I'm trolling. I might be having a little too much fun and losing you guys. So, okay, so going further, this is what we saw this morning. And this is in many respects, actually huge. Hold on. My what's it called is acting up here. Now, first and foremost, obviously, we are not a degen trading channel. So for us, maybe you're like, yeah, whatever, like degen's going to degen and now it's coming on shore. But what am I talking about? We got Mike Selig again from the CFTC. And remember what I was, the phrases besides the quote Trump stuff that I was kind of highlighting to keep in mind here. One was CFTC, prediction market, and crypto perpetuals. Well, all of that is combined here on Friday, okay? So we got all these cryptic tweets throughout the week from Trump, which, again, did seem a little bizarre considering, like, there's a war in the Middle East and, we haven't really heard anything about Bitcoin from Trump in a long time. And then this week, we just kind of saw the paper trail, I guess, or the tweet trail of seemingly cryptic Truth Social posts. Now, in hindsight, you're like, oh, I guess it was so obvious. It was so obvious what was going to happen. But anyway, Mike Selig goes, in my first public remarks as CFTC chairman, I made clear that the agency would use the tools at its disposal to onshore crypto asset perpetuals. Today, the CFTC delivered on that commitment. This morning, the CFTC took historic action to permit the listing of a true Bitcoin perpetual contract by a CFTC registered exchange, charting a path for one of the most liquid segments of the crypto asset markets to exist within the U.S. regulatory framework. In years past, bureaucratic regulators approached the new frontier of finance with the assumption that innovation itself represented a threat to the public interest. This decelerationist approach resulted in regulation by enforcement and forced American innovators and builders to flee the U.S. Fortunately, thanks to Trump's leadership, those days are behind us, and the U.S. is now the crypto capital of the world. Again, now, in hindsight, with the latest news, I will connect a couple more dots here, but now we know why he was praising the CFTC chairman, Mike Selig, and, of course, attacking Gary Gensler. And I think this is the biggest kind of signal to that. Regulation by enforcement. That's what Gary Gensler was doing. That's why the whole Clarity Act conversation was such a big conversation, because we really didn't know what was going on in the Bitcoin crypto space. Because when Gary Gensler was head of the SEC, of course, this is Mike Selig of the CFTC, it was just all regulation by enforcement. Basically, everyone would think they're doing the right thing, and then Gary Gensler would just, slap a subpoena on them, and, oh, now you're in trouble. And you're like, wait, but, like, we were doing everything by the rules as they were. And they're like, well, now we're basically making up the rules as we go. That's essentially a layman terms, a very 42 IQ view of what regulation by enforcement actually means. It's really, whenever they get a whim, they will enforce you by basically charging you with something. So you really had no clue what was going on. Of course, as we mentioned a couple of days ago, or maybe it was last week, again, it's all a blur now. The CFTC, Commodities Future Trading Commission, and the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, right? Maybe I'm blanking on that. They did just a joint memorandum a couple days ago, I guess multiple days ago, saying that they were going to be more organized, that we would have probably the truest clarity in the Bitcoin crypto space at large, because the SEC and the CFTC were basically not going to be opposing each other's rules. They were actually going to work together to give us some good rules. And it's almost seeming like that's probably the best clarity we're going to get in this space, like at all. Who knows if the Clarity Act is going to go through? Who knows if the Clarity Act is even going to be good for Bitcoin? Anyways, it seems like all those shots, those cryptic tweets by Trump are starting to make sense. Anyways, here we go. Going further in this thread, Mike Selig. Today's actions to onshore crypto asset perpetuals reflect the CFTC's commitment to fostering responsible innovation while ensuring that these novel products are traded on regulated exchanges that uphold customer protections and market integrity. This commitment guided my earliest remarks as chairman and will continue to guide the commission's work as it looks to ensure that the new frontier of finance is built in America. Now, here is the CFTC's official press release. And this is where it does get a little interesting. This is probably where I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on. We're going to maybe dabble in, quote, conspiracy takes here. But this is where it gets interesting to me personally. And again, you guys could throw tomatoes. You guys could call me an idiot. Maybe I'm seeing things that aren't there. But there is a paper trail here, an interesting paper trail here, okay? So this morning, of course, CFTC dropped this press release, and it goes, CFTC approves BTC perp contract submitted by Cauchy EX LLC. Again, what was the first Trump tweet? Mention prediction markets and the CFTC. Second tweet was basically making fun of Gary Gensler. And then the CFTC, Mike Selig goes, regulation by enforcement. So, there's some conversations here. There's some dots connecting here. I'm not that crazy here, guys, okay? Anyways, again, just reading a little bit of this. The CFTC today announced it has issued an order for approval to Cauchy EX LLC, or Cauchy the prediction market, a designated contract market for the listing of the BTC perp contract, a perpetual contract that reinforces or references the spot bit price of Bitcoin as a futures contract. Cauchy submitted the BTC perp contract pursuant to Commission Regulation 40.3 for Commission review and approval on May 29th, 2026. Okay, so here you'll see Cauchy's official post. Perpetual futures are finally coming to America. Trade on future asset prices with leverage in a regulated institutional grade environment. Only on Cauchy. Got it, dude. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I was highlighting literally Foxy gambling on the Bitcoin price. Remember a few days ago, pig butchering season, bag holders wanted. Lol, you guys are killing me in the chat. Remember a couple of days ago, maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, we heard a interesting soundbite, and I'm pretty sure I played this on the show, but we heard an interesting soundbite by Trump. And he basically said, like an offhand remark of, the whole world is a casino. And when I heard that, obviously, I think it was on the show. I did the whole Bitcoiner, like, fiat money is going to, going to shit. That's why we all have to gamble. I went full safety on this. It's like, now we even have the Bitcoin president essentially saying, like, everything's a casino. I was talking to my friend the other day, and it was two conversations, my friend and my mom. And they weren't familiar with prediction markets. And I'm like, yeah, you could literally gamble on the weather. They're like, no, what? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, literally what I'm saying. Like, everything in our world now, you can gamble on because of prediction markets. Like, the whole world's a casino. So we have been seeing this conversation happen where Trump's out here basically saying everything's a casino. The entire world's a casino. Just go gamble on everything. Obviously, from our perspective, we covered this a lot on the show. It is probably one of our more nerdy conversations where it's like, because the money is so bad, it forces you to basically become a gambler, an investor, just to maintain your purchasing power. That's that's like the standard Bitcoin view of this. If we had better money, if we had a hard money that doesn't lose value, then we wouldn't need to gamble, our life savings just to survive. Well, that's not the world we live in. The world we live in is the entire world is a casino. And I don't know if you guys watch another tangent. I'm on tangents today. What's the Trump thing? I'm rambling, but I'm going to weave it back in, hopefully. I do watch some other content that's not just Bitcoin content. And it is very interesting that some of the biggest content creators in the world right now, most of their big sponsorships are literally like casinos and, internet gambling and stuff. Like, that's literally what's driving the culture right now is internet gambling. Almost all of the top content creators, like in the world, like on YouTube and Rumble and Twitch and all this, they all have gambling contracts. That's why they're able to, live the lifestyle and flaunt the wealth that they have, is because they have gambling contracts. And so it is becoming part of the culture to essentially just gamble on everything. Just, don't work hard, just freaking make a bet and, basically just, bet on red and roll the dice, roll the roulette table. And that is part of the culture right now. That is where we are, which is kind of interesting, of course, here now. The CFTC's basically first move is like, let's gamble on Bitcoin. Yo, 100x leverage coming to America, game changer. Guys, all right, now we can 100x leverage trade Bitcoin on the 1 minute chart. Like, let's go. No, don't do that. Don't actually seriously, and not joking, do not do it. So Opti is my financial advisor. No, I am. That is not what I'm saying. Okay, that is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that is what's happening. Though the CFTC does have a point in this. This is the largest, quote, crypto market. Like the degen leveraging perpetual futures is huge. That's why BitMEX was one of the biggest exchanges for many years. And then, of course, they slapped a charge on Arthur Hayes and they had to change everything. And then it was, actually it was always not open to American customers, but that's what a VPN was for. Now, again, I'm not advising that. I'm just saying that's what people were doing. And then remember with Binance, again, you can do 100. No, I think they're 50x leverage on Binance. 100x was BitMEX. I think it was 50 on Binance, and they were open to everyone in the world. And then, the whole trouble with the administration under Biden happened, and Binance basically had to make two websites, one for Binance US, I think it was Binance.us, and then for the rest of the markets. And so basically for the last couple of years, actually for the last maybe 2 cycles, Americans weren't able to participate in perpetual futures contracts and leverage degen trading, which, maybe it was a good thing, but now it's been opened up. Again, the whole entire world's a casino, right? Entire world's a casino. So now this is where it does get interesting, but before I get into more of my conspiracy views here, dude, it's simply Opti today, so we're gonna put on the tinfoil hat. I think I really need to. I'm gonna make a tinfoil hat for the show, and I'll go full Alex Jones and just put it on when I start ranting, so we're having a little fun. But anyways, Decrypt covered this, and it goes, CFTC, I guess, again, approves Bitcoin perpetual futures on prediction market Cowsheep. Of course, I covered all this, but there is some pretty good breakdowns of all this. Although the prediction market described the debut in a blog post as, quote, the first ever perpetual futures in America, the CFTC flashed a green light of Bitnomial in December under former chair Carolyn Pham to offer such products. A Cowsheep spokesperson told Decrypt that the company is aiming to launch within the next month. So it's approved within, I guess, June. In June, it'll be officially launched. So, hey, you can be in a perfect position to go 100x long on what you think is the bottom, and you're going to get liquidated. Coming to America soon, and then we'll probably watch it go live. Everyone's like, dude, bottom's in, 100x leverage, just wiped out, and we dump even harder, and it's short. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it would be funny. What's the Elon Musk, the funniest outcome is the most likely? Anyways, Cowsheep described the development as its, quote, most significant product expansion since the introduction of event contracts, enabling new ways for customers to speculate on the platform that has emerged as a leader in the sector alongside Polymarket. Guys, hold up. Put a T in this. We are never going to beat the allegations that we are just all speculators. Dude. Oh, man. Never going to beat the allegations. Anyways, here we go. The market for perpetual futures, which allows traders to speculate indefinitely on price movements, is currently dominated by Hyperliquid. I'm sure you guys have heard Hyperliquid. I'm sure you guys have seen the charts. That's been the new market lead in perpetual futures contracts. Obviously, it is an offshore exchange. It's not based in the US. So there is an active move to bring Bitcoin exchanges, Bitcoin products, Bitcoiners, builders, etc. onshore. So on that front, I think it's huge. It is huge. They are definitely, I think, behind the scenes. And again, we'll see what this announcement in regards to the strategic Bitcoin reserve is. But this is a really strong move. If you're a degen trader, I guess, but like for the markets, for just markets at large, to bring this into the US, or rather to allow this into again, the largest financial market in the world, which is Americans or America. So it is a big move. In and of itself, it is a big move. I'm being a little cynical because obviously we do not recommend you do 100x leverage on a futures contract. I know everyone wants to get super rich, but it's probably not the smartest move. I was actually joking this morning with Luke that now I can finally turn my demo account into a real account and actually lose all my money. My demo account is doing really well. I'm the best trader ever. Let's go official. And it's like the South Park meme, and it's gone. To be clear, I'm trolling. I don't actually have a demo account to trade 100x leverage for futures. Okay, I'm trolling. That's like an old meme in Bitcoin. When I first got in, everyone would say the same things like, man, dude, I just made like a million X, you know, 1,000,000% gains on my Bitcoin demo BitMEX account. Now I'm going to turn it into official account with real money on the line because I'm such a genius trader, and it's gone. That's the old meme. Maybe, dude, I'm literally unk. Maybe I'm just old, dude. I'm getting old here. Anyways, Cauchy claimed that the asset class, which supported $90 trillion in trading volume last year, has been entirely closed off to American institutions until now. Now you're starting to see this side, $90 trillion. It's huge. Okay, so onshore, safe, and regulated perps will improve capital allocation and risk management for countless American businesses. Describing the move as Cauchy's evolution into a next-gen derivatives exchange. Okay? Again, now we are connecting the dot from the Trump post. Prediction markets, perpetual cryptos account, CFTC. It all seemingly was leading up to, excuse me, guys, to this announcement of giving Cauchy, one of the biggest prediction markets in the world, based in New York, perpetual Bitcoin futures contracts. So now, dude, now literally the entire world is a casino, and it's finally been opened up to American markets. A lot of capital, you know, $90 trillion of trading volume. It's a huge market, okay? Maybe don't recommend using it, but hey, everyone likes a little gambling every once in a while. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, anyway, the CFTC meanwhile recognized that, quote, the perpetual contract design may not be suitable for all asset classes, but it's perfectly suitable for Bitcoin. Let's see. There was one other quote in here that I found very interesting. Maybe I already covered it. Last year, here we go. Yeah, that's this part. Last year, Coinbase and Kraken debuted futures that tried to mirror so-called perps, which, unlike traditional futures, never expire and are anchored by periodic payments between traders. The contracts offered by the exchange are subject to 5-year shelf lives. Dude, we're going to open up a perpetual future. What's Sailor's numbers? Like 21 million. We're going to go 100x leverage. That Bitcoin will be 21 million in 21 years. I don't even think that's really possible, but whatever, man. Yeah, we'll get, we're at 70K, 21 million times 100x. What's that? Is that 2.1 billion? Dude, we're all going to be billionaires, guys. The idea of universal basic income is now coming true because we're all just going to gamble and everyone will be a billionaire. Maybe AOC is right. We just all need more money. We can all be billionaires if we gamble on Bitcoin perpetual futures. We know where it's going. It's going up. Let's just 100x this, dude. We can all be billionaires. It's genius. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Anyways, talking about the perpetual contract a little more, we got a good quote here from the Cauchy CEO, and of course it goes, instead of tracking prices pegged to a specific date, which introduces additional complexity, perpetuals are a form of future contracts that simply tracks whether or not the price of an asset goes up or down. Bro, we're going to be rich. We all know what's going to happen. Bitcoin is going up, right? It's going up, dude. It's going to go up. And that's all that matters. It's going to go up. Let's just 100x leverage this. 20-year contract, dude. We're gonna be rich, guys. You know, hold on. Yeah, this is fun. You know, Opti is sitting on a mountain of gambling debt. No, dude, I don't gamble. you know, look, I know we're trolling here. I know I'm being very non-serious on today's show, but it's Friday. Let's have a little fun, okay? You know, Nico's not here. We don't need to deal with the doomer. If you don't like me joking, go listen to someone that's serious and boring, okay? We're going to have fun today, all right? It's Friday, casual Friday, but I'm always dressed casual, so it's more in my delivery that's going to be casual. No, I don't gamble. My extent of gambling, if I ever go to like Vegas or whatever, is like, here's 50, $100. Let's just play until it's over. All right. Like the house always wins. I know I'm going to lose it. I'm like, this is my limit, $100. Cool. Get drunk, gamble my $100. If I make money, awesome. If I lose that $100, I'm going to the buffet. Okay. That's as much as I gamble. All right. All right. Anyways, look, that's the main story here. All right. But I think there might be another story here. I think if you connect all the different dots here, what have we seen from the Trump administration? Trump Media Group bought, scientific term, a shit ton of Bitcoin. They did sell like 500 million, I think it was, or maybe it was closer to 700 million. And then he goes on True Social and he's posting like, I will save Bitcoin. I won't let you down. It's like, well, which one is it? You're selling a lot of Bitcoin on the open market, but you're also tweeting publicly, or I guess it's, that wasn't really supposed to be exposed. But then you're tweeting like, I love Bitcoin, I love crypto, but at the same time, your company's selling it. Okay, World Liberty Finance. The Trump family dropped their, created their own exchange, created their own stable coin. We got the Trump coin, Melania coin, which are down like 99%. We have, of course, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Executive Order. We have a lot of executive orders actually around Bitcoin. We have in the last couple of days, actually yesterday, we saw Scott Bessent goes out there in a press conference and he's like, look, we're going to pass the Clarity Act. It's a must. We need to pass the Clarity Act. So there is a huge push from the Trump administration to pass the Clarity Act. So no real update on it. It's still kind of like maybe June-ish, maybe July, who knows? But there is a huge push. So they're obviously completely involved in the space. Now, maybe, just maybe, and here's where I'm going to start speculating here, the real plan for the Bitcoin in America isn't so much for the federal government to hold a whole bunch of Bitcoin. The jump from public sector to private sector, maybe it's just making sure your friends are richer. Maybe it's making sure your friends are the ones that are holding all the Bitcoin. And shouts out to Shinobi. I know Shinobi gets a lot of flack here, but he dropped this tweet yesterday. And, maybe this is preposterous. Maybe this is just because he kind of does have like an anti-Trump view here. But when you read this tweet and then I show you the connection with the Trump family to Kaushi, and then keep in mind all the other stuff, like I said in the beginning, BitMEX, Arthur Hayes, CZ, Binance, they've been attacked for a long time, and now they're pardoned. And everyone was wondering, like, okay, what was the backroom conversations about? Was it what Shinobi tweeted right here? Is this literally the smoking gun? Is this the literal explanation of everything we're seeing happen, which is why a lot of people are feeling like, man, I got rug pulled. Like, he just wanted my vote, and now nothing really is being done to benefit me. Anyways, here's Shinobi's tweet, and he goes, what if, and just follow me here, what if the entire goal of this administration, quote, backing this space was solely to grift and cash out as much as they can and just overload the market with leverage and stupidity to cause a prolonged bear market intentionally? Break all of the businesses and services native to the space so their banker buddies can swoop in and buy up all the pieces, and I would add, on the cheap. I mean, look, it's kind of what's happening, right? Okay, so we're in a bear market. Trump, the Bitcoin president, yes, there's seemingly some good stuff that might come out of this. we're 40% off all-time high. It's a bear market. And at the bottom of the bear, well, maybe not the bottom, but in the middle of a bear market, we add more leverage into the system through the CFTC, bro. And then I don't know if you guys heard, there's been a lot of speculation on Saylor's latest move about buying his own bonds. And a lot of people are saying that he might be in trouble. And maybe I was going to talk about that on today's show. I kind of debated, but I don't want to necessarily FUD Saylor because I think he's, got it figured out. But just what if? Hear me out. What if Saylor does get in trouble and the Trump administration does what they did to Intel and they take a 10% stake of Strategy, kind of manufacture this whole thing, and that's how they get, quote, budget neutral million coins. That's how the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve adds 1 million coins, because the basis here for all of the, I would say FUD for the conversation of Strategy being in trouble is like Saylor probably thought the price was going to go up, and hence why he's done all this, financial engineering, but it hasn't gone up in like 2 years. So you kind of like manufacture or suppress the price of Bitcoin. Saylor potentially gets into trouble. We'll see, if he's the financial genius that most Bitcoiners think he is, or was this latest move into saying, be a net buyer, sell a little Bitcoin, not a big deal. And then they get in trouble, and then the U.S. has to take a stake in Strategy. Now they have basically, as everyone's been saying, that's the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Anyways, that's like crazy conspiracy, right? That's in real crazy conspiracy land. But bringing this back to the Cauchy markets, this is where it does get a little interesting. Again, I want to remind you of Arthur Hayes and BitMEX, CZ and Binance, World Liberty Finance Coin, Trump Media holding a lot of Bitcoin, the Trump and Melania shit coins. Shinobi's kind of hitting the nail on the head. There's a lot of grifting here, okay? Let's call a spade, all right? Let's call a spade. The crypto haters tweet, it makes me laugh, but let's call a spade here, okay? And then, I was reading this Cauchy news, and, a simple question popped up to my head. It's like, wait, does Trump hold Cauchy? Like, is he part of the board, or like what, is he literally just giving his friends the contract through the CFTC? Well, I did a little YouTube or Google search, and I was reminded of this, that Donald Trump Jr. is a strategic advisor for Cauchy. Bro, he's got bags in Cauchy. Now they get the CFTC Perpet Futures contract. Your son's on the board. I don't think I'm doing crazy journalism here. I'm just saying, I'm Charlie Dang right now. There's a lot of connections here, and my tinfoil hat's on, and we're just asking questions here. And actually, in today's world, maybe I shouldn't have asked questions at all. Maybe we got to talk about the aliens White House post. Maybe that's safer. Anyways, all right, guys. Okay. Look, one. Like, it is kind of cool, perp futures, leverage, finally back in the States. Don't recommend it, obviously, but it does open up a huge market into the U.S. So the move of becoming, quote, the Bitcoin capital of the world was obviously doing what they just did. Now, what would be like a really interesting move here is when we get the official announcement from the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. What if they announced they've been buying Bitcoin? Literally, dump the price, scoop up the Bitcoin. Finally, Q4 of this year, or, we heard a couple of weeks, whatever, midsummer, we find out that the U.S. has been buying some Bitcoin. Price rips. You got your bags. We're chilling, right? Like, we're cool. That would be, I think, probably the smartest move, though maybe you think it's just a grift and like insider trading, and you're not a fan of it. You don't like capitalism, I guess. I mean, look, the connection here is kind of crazy. Like, I think Shinobi hit the nail on the head, and I like how he framed it as kind of just like a a light troll. It's a nice little troll. But it's kind of crazy, all right? Like, it is kind of crazy. The connections that we are seeing, it is kind of crazy. The saga that we've seen from the Trump administration get into, or rather, not even the Trump family getting into Bitcoin. And remember, look, this is pure speculation and rumor, but remember all the prediction market trader, the anonymous huge Bitcoin, or not just Bitcoin trader, but prediction market trader. Everyone was always trolling that it was Barron Trump. Barron Trump's a 100 millionaire. He's about to be a billionaire by the time he's 25. Absolute Chad. Dude, the grift is at all-time high. Man thinks of the Roman Empire, strikes again. Does it really not feel like we are at the just loot the treasury of the empire stage, bro? The whole world is a casino. Remember, the whole world is a casino. And now the U.S. is finally opened up to leverage futures contract. Absolutely incredible. But hey, they are doing some things for Bitcoin. So now we can get 100x liquidated on our long position. It's not enough for us to get nuked 40% on the Bitcoin price. What you got to do is go take 100x long, because we all know it's going to go up. So they can take that last 40% off of you and steal your entire bag. All right. It's beautiful. Genius. I'm a genius here. We will all be billionaires. We will all be rich, and money won't mean a thing. Oh, man. All right. I got to move on. I'm having too much fun on this one. Oh, that was fun. All right. I got to reel it back in. I forget. You guys don't like when I have fun on the show. I got to be serious. I should, my casual Friday, I should wear a suit, because I got to be serious. I got to put my serious face on. Okay. Anyways, can we talk about how yeah, Dad, hey, look, I wasn't a part of that. I wasn't a part of that. But I did like your comment about me being the fittest one on the show, hence why I can think the best. Dude, I lit up with a smile when I saw that. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. All right, anyways, we are going to get a little bull-tarded on today's show. I don't know if you saw, but Cathie Woods doubling, tripling, quadrupling, I don't even know how many times at this point, on her $1 million prediction. I might be a little critical and cynical of Cathie Woods here because of her other predictions, but hey, it's Friday. Let's remind ourselves of the hopium we once loved and shared on this channel, because it's getting bloody out there, bro. Everyone thinks the price is going to go any lower. I don't think I've seen sentiment worse in any of the time I've been in Bitcoin, and we're like chilling at 70K. It's just, it's insane. And then in the news, I am going to kind of take a news story that we heard, and it's not necessarily Bitcoin, but did you guys hear about that story coming out of the CIA or the FBI about the CIA and gold bars? Yeah, that we're going to be talking about that. And then what do I got? Oh yeah. And then allegedly Straits open again. So markets are going to pump. Is the bull market starting, dude? Do we finally get the macro tailwinds now if the macro geopolitical uncertainty has been cleared out of the way? Guys, is it for real now? But for real, this time the Straits open, okay? But for real. But this time's for real. Like, it's it's happening now. All right. Okay. First commercial break. I'll be right back. Dude, I'm having way too much fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I'll be right back in 1 minute.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bitcoin Well Infinite. If you're a serious Bitcoin buyer, you've probably hit the same wall. Most platforms make you give up custody just to play by the rules. Bitcoin Well Infinite fixes that. They're North America's only publicly traded, non-custodial OTC desk listed on the TSX Venture Exchange, which means transparent operations and zero counterparty risk.
You buy Bitcoin, you take immediate control, period. For For trades over $50,000, you get a dedicated executive Bitcoin advisor, competitive spread starting at 1%, and immediate delivery straight to your own wallet. No custody risk, no withdrawal fees, just institutional grade execution with full asset control. If you want to buy Bitcoin the right way, book a free consultation at bitcoinwell.com/OTC or email infinite@bitcoinwell.com.
I want to give a shout out to our partner, Stampseed. Is your Bitcoin in cold storage really secure? Are your seed phrases really secure? Stampseed's do-it-yourself kit has everything you'll need for you to hammer your seed words into commercial-grade titanium plates instead of just writing them down on paper. Paper is fragile. Titanium plates are strong. Your words are actually stamped into the titanium plate with this hammer and these letter stamping tools. Once the words are in, they aren't going anywhere. No risk of the plate breaking apart and pieces falling everywhere. Titanium stamp seeds will survive nearly triple the heat produced by a house fire. They're also crush-proof, waterproof, non-corrosive, and time-proof. And now you can customize your titanium seed plates. You can upload your design or logo and they will laser engrave it on the back of your seed plate, the opposite side of where the words are. Stamp your seed on Stampseed and use promo code SIMPLY to get 15% off anything on the stampseed.com store.
Dude, I'm getting roasted on Rumble right now. I guess you guys don't like maniacal Opti talking to myself going crazy. I don't know. I had fun. All right. I guess that's all that matters nowadays. If I enjoy what we're doing here, I guess. No. It's really if you enjoy it. It's really if you get a kick out of it. That's really what matters here. I am just your monkey on a string. I'm just your puppet on a string. Anyways, the Bitcoin price is 74,110, dude. It's so over. It's so over, man. The discount from all-time high, 41.3%. Dude, we're under 1 point. Market cap, 1.48 trillion. The block height is 951,594. We have 98,406 blocks to the halving. And the halving estimate date as of today is April 10th, 2028. It's long way off, huh? Anyways, if this space has anything, it's plenty. Yeah. Guys, do the news, monkey. I don't smoke, okay? I just drank coffee this morning. I actually went to the gym and dude, I'm so cooked. All right. This is me coping with the fact that my body is sore and I feel like death right now. Okay, so we have a little fun, man. It's casual Friday. Let me troll a little bit. Jeez, you guys are so serious. Anyways, Kathy Wood has had a very famous Bitcoin prediction for a long time. 1 point something million. She does kind of adjust this. But now she's back on Fox News, doubling down on her $1 million prediction. So, hey, it's Friday. Let's remember the good times. Let's remember why we're here. Lambos and $1 million Bitcoin. No, dude, I'm going to get clipped out of context. It is what it is. Let's have fun. Here, all right, here's a clip. I will talk about it.
The way we get to that number, now that is our bull case. Our base case is closer to 750,000, but the bull case involves a substitution for gold. So as generational wealth transfer takes place, we think that younger people are more prone to adopting a digital store of value. So that would be Bitcoin. The second is Bitcoin is an insurance policy, particularly in emerging markets, against fiscal and monetary neglect at best or corruption at worst. And so as wealth increases around the world, we think that individuals will shift from stable coins, and that's been a very interesting development, to Bitcoin, which has much more appreciation potential. well. But the biggest reason is institutional adoption. That is the biggest. This is a new asset class. It has very low correlation to other asset classes in terms of risks and returns. And so every asset allocator has a responsibility to examine it because it will increase risk-adjusted returns over time.
So first on her take, obviously I agree. You know, I totally agree with what she's saying. I still believe that the Bitcoin is going to give incredible returns. I'm actually kind of side topic. Let me pull this up. I might kind of change this a little bit. Cause like, look, Cathie Wood, I love her. She's a good spokesperson. But like a lot of her predictions don't come true. Though this one will. All right. This one will. Okay. This one's going to come true. I am convinced we are going to be seeing those numbers. But what I have, this is like a gut feeling. Okay. In the last couple of days, like sentiment has been so bad. It's like the worst. Like I said a minute ago, it's like the worst sentiment I've ever seen in Bitcoin. Yes, it's the bear market. You know, yes. Excuse me, we've been going sideways for basically 2 years. The sentiment's horrible, right? Like, it's really bad. And I saw this tweet. I'm trying to find it right now for you guys because they were able to, hold on. Sorry, guys. I feel like I got a hair in my throat. They were able to, I'm trying to find it. Sorry. They were able to map the price of Bitcoin with like the sentiment and the anger. And they're like, this is the worst they have ever seen. And, you know, we love charts here. Maybe we can break this model here. I mean, where is it? I should have brought this up, but I didn't really think I was going to talk about it. Let me see. Fear or angry. I think it was angry words. Is it this one? Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna pivot. We're gonna do a pivot here, live pivot. Okay, so I saw this tweet by Zinks. He goes, "This is probably the worst sentiment I've seen for Bitcoin in over a decade. AI stocks are going parabolic, and the S&P 500 is hitting all-time high after all-time high after all-time high." Dude, if you look at the S&P 500 chart right now, it's insane, dude. All right, gold had its run. Everything is making money right now, and it's almost hard not to. Everything except for Bitcoin. Bro, it's so true. It's so true. The contrast makes it particularly brutal. It is not just the fact that Bitcoin is down, but also that every other asset is at or close to all-time highs at the same time. The opportunity cost is massive, especially for newcomers. It is tough, but we have been here before. Stay the course. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because Michael Sullivan put this chart and he goes, "I couldn't agree more. I've literally measured the language used by Bitcoiners over time. The plebs have never been more angry than they've been right now, not to mention a bunch of other negative emotion. To my opinion, this is quite bullish." So when this was 27, so that was Wednesday. So I saw this on Wednesday evening after the show. And I went to go get some lunch. You know, I'm doing what Kevin O'Leary said I shouldn't do, $28 lunch. It wasn't $28. I went to Jimmy John's. I got a sandwich. It was like $14. Still expensive. Remember $5 footlongs? They're $14 now, okay? I didn't go to Subway. But anyways, the chart is interesting. And I was thinking about this at the, you know, after the show. I get to do a lot of pondering here. I come on the show. I see what you guys are saying. I see what's going on in the world. And then I get some downtime in the evening where I either make food or I go get food. And the whole time, you know, I'll have some music in my you know, wired headphones. So I'm not burning the last couple brain cells I have. And I was just thinking about this. Actually, I was thinking about it and then my friend called. And we were just talking about where we currently are in the market and like what the sentiment is. And here, actually, for the audio listeners, there's a chart here and it's Bitcoin USD price starting in, the end of October 2023. And then they have this line here that is Bitcoin plebs average anger deviation. It's genius. And since October of 2025, basically 10-10 Remember 1010? Did 1010 break something? It's huge. It's plus 1%, which is in the. I'm trying to learn how to read this. So like green, I guess in the negative is like we're saying positive things about it, I think, and then plus 1 is everyone being angry. It's pretty high, and of course this goes back for a few years. Let me chart boy this. It's higher than it was in 2024. But I think what does also make me extremely bullish, nothing better than a Maduro and Opti chart boy sesh. What's a Maduro? Is that a beer? Cigar? Me and me and the Venezuelan dictator? What are we talking about? Anyways. I'm getting distracted. I got like 80. I'm literally like a dog chasing a car. I'm just like new car, and that the car's a chat. Anyways, when I think about where we currently are, what is the prevailing kind of view? Is bearish, it's going to go lower, like Bitcoin is dead. Like people are literally out on the timeline. Bitcoiners are Bitcoin is dead. I don't know if you guys follow any of the shitcoiners, altcoiners, but they're all capitulating their bags. Like some of the biggest ETH proponents have capitulated their bags. I'm seeing people crash out on Cardano. What's his name? Charles Hoskins. I see people dumping their Solana, like they're exiting the market. Well, exiting shit coins, and maybe we do have to kind of give them an olive branch and bring them on home. Maybe we should be a little nicer. Now, I don't know if that's my role particularly because I like to troll, and if I'm trolling and it hurts your feelings, like bro, toughen up, Buttercup. Like that's all I'm saying. But maybe as a kind of a broad view here, maybe we should embrace them to come back home. Just leave your shitty ideas over there, but like come back to hard money, come back to Bitcoin. But leave all the shitty ideas out there. Anyway, all of this is happening right now, right? And it's like, it feels brutal, even though we're at 70K. Remember not too long ago, like, yeah, we were at all-time high, but also we were at like 30K for a long time. And that was horrible. We were at 58K forever. And that sucked. Here we are at like 70. Who knows if we're going any lower? I'm kind of thinking it's going to be trending sideways, and we kind of are on a make or break right now, like, bear flag imminent. Hopefully we're bouncing off. But anyways, all of this is like, it feels really bad. It's boring. It's bearish. People are saying Bitcoin is dead. It's like, it is making me bullish. I'm like, everyone thinks the price is going lower. I'm like, what is max pain? I'm like, it rips so hard. Like, we haven't seen Bitcoin rip in 2 cycles here. What if we got a crazy, insane rip? Maybe it's not tomorrow. Maybe, Nico and Ben Cowan are right. Maybe it isn't Q4. But what if we just get an incredible rip? I'm like, dude, everyone is so pissed off right now. Everyone's about to capitulate their bags. Bitcoin treasury companies are like selling their entire treasuries. They're like, we're actually pivoting away from the Bitcoin treasury. Like the stocks are getting nukes. Everyone's like, Sailor might blow up. What is going on here? Trump's, selling his Bitcoin, embracing Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin perpetual futures coming to America. We can all leverage long Bitcoin, like mass degen coming. I'm like, what would be max pain is everyone either one on the sideline because they're bearish and they sold their coins, because they're just trying to get out of the market, and then they watch it rip, or 2, you get liquidated because now you can 100x leverage in America, and why not? YOLO. And you lose your coins, and then it just freaking rips, dude. I'm like, I'm so bullish. I'm like more bullish right now. Maybe it's me literally losing my mind. I'm like coping. I'm just like, all right, everyone's bearish. Maybe it does drop, but it would be so much funner if it just ripped. If it just went so absolutely insanely bullish, it rips. And, 750 base case is bearish. 1 mil. By 2030, it's like not that long away. It's 4 years, dude. Next cycle by 2030, $1 million. I'm sick of this. Oh, we might just get the 200. No, bro. Remember Uncle Rockstar. Your Bitcoin price prediction should be so insane people think you're an idiot. We're doubling down on it. 1 million by 2030. The rip will come. Yeah, dummies are going to be in stable coins to get yield for reals, dude. And it's going to rip 1 mil next 4 years. YOLO, baby. Let's go. All right. Let's go. 1 second spike to 250K. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I'm with that. I don't know. Look, I'm just talking here. I'm just casual Friday. Just have a little fun. All right. We're having a little fun. You know, don't actually mean, bro. Don't be like, well, you know, this is dangerous financial advice. I'm like, bro, I'm just a Bitcoiner. It's going to go up. Okay. I don't know at the time, but how much cooler would it be if we, you know, got two limp D bull runs, 2021 and 2025, and then we just get a ripper in 27, 28, and 29. Super cycle, baby. No, I'm not saying super cycle. I'm trolling. I'm just saying, what if? What if? Was that Mandarin? I don't know, man. All right, anyways, dude, this one's not, you know, technically a hard money story. It is about gold, but dude, this story is just insane. It's just, it really reminds me of the same thing we heard with Bitcoin and the U.S. Marshals. It's like the same thing, but with gold now. It's about what is going on. It really confirms the idea of the culture we currently live. You either need to gamble to get rich, or you need to lie, steal, and cheat to get rich, bro. Our culture is cooked, fam. We are cooked. It is over. Dude, I'm oscillating between nothing ever happens and it's so over right now. But that's when it's making me bullish, okay? Anyways, commercial break. I'll be right back.
I want to give a shout out to our partner, Ledin. Here's something most Bitcoin holders never figure out until it's too late. You're sitting on wealth you can't touch without selling. Ledin fixes that. Bitcoin-backed loans. You keep your stack, you get cash. And they just introduced their lowest rates ever. No complexity, no fine print. The larger the loan, the lower the rate. These new rates apply to all new loans, refinances, and renewals. You'll see all the rates up front before you apply. The new, lower rates come with Ledin's gold standard protection. Your Bitcoin remains custodied and is never lent out for interest. Perfect 8-year track record of keeping clients' assets safe. Auto top-ups, LTV alerts, and partial repayments to keep you in control. Repay whenever you want with zero penalties or monthly payments. Ledin's perfect $10 billion track record through every market cycle in the last 8 years speaks for itself. Don't choose between a great rate and the safety of your Bitcoin. Get both at Ledin. I want to give a shout out to our partner, BitKey. If you already self-custody your Bitcoin, you already know the deal with hardware wallets by now. Complex setups, clumsy interfaces, and a seed phrase that can be lost, stolen, or forgotten. BitKey fixes that. BitKey is a multi-sig hardware wallet built by the team behind Square and Cash App. It packs a cryptographic recovery system and built-in inheritance feature into an intuitive, easy-to-use wallet with no seed phrase to sweat over. It's simple, secure, self-custody without the stress. Time named BitKey one of the best inventions of 2024. Get 20% off at bitkey.world. That's BITKEY.world with the code SIMPLY.
Sorry, guys. Choking on water over here, dude. You guys are making me laugh too hard in the Rumble chat. Get cooked. Q5 is going to be the best quarter. I agree with that. CS suite or C suite. I agree with you, man. All right. Okay. We'll reel it in. So check this story out. From Watcher Guru, they tweeted, just in, FBI arrests senior CIA official after finding $40 million in stolen gold bars at his home. You're like, this can't be real, bro. Like, what? This can't be real. And here we are at NPR. Former senior CIA officer took home gold bars and millions in cash, FBI says. Look at this guy. So look, this article is kind of funny. Many people in the workplace struggle with expense reports and imposter syndrome. And then, according to the FBI, there is David J. Rush, a former CIA official who is accused of taking gold bars and bulk cash to his Virginia home while also allegedly lying about his education and military service, according to federal court records. And I don't know if this article says it, but from what from what I saw on Twitter, the guy literally just like asked the agency to take the gold bars home, and they're like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." And he just like took them home and never brought them back. Dude, insane. And also, you lie, dude. You lie. Wait, you steal. But also, to get the job, you literally lie about your education and military service. Like, is anyone doing background checks here? Dude, what is going on? Like, what is happening here? This whole story is insane. So Rush, a former senior executive service level CIA employee in Virginia, was arrested on May 19th, so 10 days ago, after FBI agents searching his home seized more than 300 1-kilogram gold bars valued at more than $40 million, according to an affidavit from FBI Special Agent Matthew T. Johnson. Dude, that's a good name. It's a good Fed name. Matthew T. Johnson. Strong. Special Agent Matthew T. Johnson. Dude, it's like a superhero name. All right. Who works in the counterintelligence division of the FBI's Washington field office. FBI agents also seized approximately $2 million in United States currency. The document states, finally, FBI agents seized approximately 35 luxury watches, many of which were Rolex brand. Damn, dude, it really pays to be CIA. This is crazy. Charged with felony count of theft of public money. Remain in the custody of the U.S. Marshals Services. There it is. There it is. There it is. Bond denied. Yada, yada. The CIA says it informed the FBI of its suspicions about Rush, who apparently fell under scrutiny after he began asking for gold bars last November. That's when we began making, quote, several requests to obtain a significant quantity of foreign currency and tens of millions of dollars in gold bars for work-related expenses. After a CIA internal investigation identified potential violations of the law, CIA Director John Ratcliffe referred the information to the FBI for a law enforcement investigation. A review of the storage page Rush used at the CIA found that only part of the cash was there. The agency's inquiry into the matter is ongoing, but it has not yet found any record of why Rush said he needed the massive amounts of money. Bro, what is NPR doing? Yeah, hey, look. I know we caught you with 301 kilogram bars of gold at your house, roughly $40 million and $2 million in cash. But man, why did you need such a massive amount of money? Like, bro, dude, we don't care. You took it. Why'd you need that much money? Cause I'm trying to be filthy rich with my homies. Bro, what is happening? Insane. Again, obviously, maybe there's not really the biggest connection into Bitcoin in particular. But again, we did see something similar happen with the U.S. Marshals, where the kid whose father company was tasked to custody the U.S. Marshals Bitcoin literally did the same thing and got caught because he was flexing. I think this might just be like a broader conversation of maybe the culture at large, you know, as I said jokingly, like where we currently are to get ahead. It does seem like those that lie the most, steal the most, and cheat the most are, you know, the people that get ahead. Now, I'm hearing Elaine in the chat basically saying, you know, to be a politician, to be a billionaire, you know, you got to be like a Machiavellian, dark triad, you know, liar, stealer, cheat. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I actually was having this conversation with Dante yesterday, and we were talking about Jeff Bezos, and it's like, dude, like everyone gets mad about Jeff Bezos for being so rich. It's like, bro, he gets our packages at our house in like 2 hours. Like it's effing amazing. Like, you know, Amazon's the GOAT. I love Amazon. I probably shop on Amazon the most, and I'm like, dude, the value that they provide on Amazon is insane. And I think also I fell for the Amazon Prime. Just, you know, here's my life, okay? You know, I'll give you a little bit of my life. I think I fell for the Amazon Prime thing. They did like the, you know, they do always like the 30-day trial. And dude, it's like a game changer. Dude, it's so awesome. I buy everything from Amazon. It's there the next day, free. It's amazing. And then I look at my, you know, I only caught it because I was getting this reoccurring payment to Amazon. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what's this $16 payment? I forget what it is. I'm like, dude, I'm getting scammed by Amazon. No. Well, yes and no. I fell for the free trial Prime, and I never canceled it. It's been amazing, dude. Shouts out to Bezos. Though, also, cultural reference here. Did you guys see the Blue Origin rocket blow up yesterday, dude? That was insane. The footage is nuts. Insane. I don't really know all of the details. All I know is that visual there, it was nuts. I don't think anyone was hurt in the process. I think it's something, maintenance, fire, something. But, bro, the video was insane. Carbon footprint of that rocket blowing up is insane. We should talk. No, I ain't doing that. But I'm sure someone was. Opti is a pathological online shopper, degen gambler. Dude, stop exposing me about this, bro. Why you got to do this, man? Dude, that was between you and I, okay? I've never been to Houston, RL. I've been to the Houston airport. I've never been to Houston. I don't know. Don't think they were cheering like space. Bro, that's dark. That's dark, man. Yeah. So yeah, I've never been to Houston, man. I don't know when I'm gonna go to Houston. But yeah, Foxy, that was dark. That was dark, bro. That video was insane. If you guys haven't seen it, like, yeah, it's horrible, you know. Again, I don't think anyone was hurt in it, but dude, it's nuts. It was an insane explosion. Now, that was pretty crazy to wake up to. Now, obviously, it's not like which one is it? The Challenger? Like, no one was hurt through the process, but man, it was insane. Okay. I bought a used ledger from Amazon. No, dude. All right, I guess PSA. Probably the best idea to buy your hardware wallet from the supplier themselves. Now, I think BitKey is on Amazon, if I remember correctly. Or was it Best Buy? I know Ledger's at Best Buy, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't do that. I would just go to the manufacturer's website to buy your hardware wallet. So bad country club hillbilly. Bad country club hillbilly. All right, we're going to dude, guys, do we 1 minute chart? Do we do a little 1 minute chart to wrap up the week? I don't know. Anyways, last commercial break, and I don't know. We'll try to make some sense of what's going on in the Middle East. Looks like it's over. But this time it's for reals. All right, guys? Like, this time it's for real, for real. I promise. Pinky promise. For real, for real. It's over? I don't know. Didn't we just bomb them, like, yesterday? But now it's over, dude. It's over. Okay? Or, dude, who knows? Anyways, we will talk about that. And it seems like maybe, if it is over, we could have marked the bottom. Could have already marked the bottom. That's what we're gonna speculate for Friday. We'll end the week with a little bit of hopium, not just price hopium, with please don't blow up the world hopium. So I'll be right back.
I want to give a shout out to our partner, HIVE Digital Technologies. Fueled by clean energy, HIVE has quadrupled its global Bitcoin mining footprint and channels that same scale into high-performance compute, where their AI cloud is now ranked #1 in the world for network performance. At HIVE, you've got dual engines, Bitcoin and AI humming, roaring, accelerating in unison. They're lean and mean, they're green and clean, and they're rewriting the playbook on sustainable digital infrastructure. You can catch the latest buzz at HIVE Digital Tech or at HIVEDigitalTech.com. I want to give a shout out to our partner, Sat123.com. Sovereignty isn't just about your money, it's about your communications too. When the grid goes down, most people go dark. Cell towers fail in hurricanes, cyber attacks, and blackouts. But satellite phones, they don't rely on local infrastructure. Iridium has 77 satellites in orbit, giving you a direct line anywhere in the US, even offshore. If you hold your own Bitcoin keys, you should hold your own comms too. Sat123.com also has everything you need to start building your Bitcoin citadel. Starlink, battery backups, Faraday bags to protect your hardware wallets, and much, much more. It's a one-stop shop for anyone serious about resilience and off-grid independence. Stay connected, stay independent, stay sovereign. Go to sat123.com/simply today and use promo code SIMPLY to get 15% off anything on the store.
Alrighty then, guys. So, kind of big breaking, massive breaking. I mean, look, if this really is the end, I think it actually, no cap, no bullshit, in all seriousness, I think this would be a macro headwind turn tailwind. And at least in the price action we're seeing this morning, dude, maybe Trump did. Maybe we did save the markets here, okay? Anyways, what am I talking about? Well, Trump tweeted this morning at 10:51 a.m., so about an hour before I went live. And he goes, Iran must agree that they will never have a nuclear weapon or bomb. The Hormuz Strait must be immediately open, no tolls, again, Bitcoin tolls, for unrestricted shipping traffic in both directions. All water mines, bombs, if any, will be terminated. We have removed, through detonation, numerous such mines with our great underwater minesweepers. Where's the end of the quote or the parentheses? Anyways, Iran will complete the immediate removal and or detonation of any mines that are left. Oh, there it is. Run-on sentence, which will not be many. Ships caught in the strait due to our amazing and unprecedented naval blockade, which will now be lifted, may start the process of heading home. Say hello to your wives, husbands, parents, and families from me, your favorite president. The enriched material, sometimes referred to as nuclear dust, which is buried deep underground with virtually collapsed mountains caused by our powerful B-2 bomber attack 11 months ago, sitting on top of it, will be unearthed by the United States, which it is agreed is the only country, along with China, with the mechanical capability of doing so, in close coordination and conjunction with the Islamic Republic of Iran, plus the International Atomic Energy Agency, and destroyed. No money will be exchanged. If you guys have been following along, from the last negotiations I've seen, one of the big caveats from the Iranian side was that they wanted the U.S. to unfreeze about $26 billion of their funds. They're like, look, maybe we'll come to the table, but we want our money back. Which, as I think we've all kind of noticed, the Strait of Hormuz, the war in Iran, has definitely brought Bitcoin into the conversation of geopolitics, into the broader conversation. Like, Bitcoin's role, I think, is becoming very obvious in a world that kind of wants to move away from the dollar. And further, in a world where we have nuclear tension here, prime example, you probably don't want to be using, quote, your enemy's money here, even if the enemy is the world reserve currency. As the broader conversation here, and the fact that Bitcoin has even been brought into this conversation is absolutely insane, but it has, okay? And then obviously censorship resistant money, though they have, frozen, confiscated some of their funds, and there's a lot of avenues here. Anyways, other items of far less importance have been agreed to. I will be meeting now in the Situation Room to make a final determination. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Okay, so that's what we got this morning. Let's not forget that maybe by 5 o'clock tonight, it's going to be a totally different conversation, all right? But for real, this time, guys, for real, this time I'm serious. It looks like the strait's open, at least our sanctions, our naval blockade, are being lifted, so boats are going through. We'll see the Iran response to this. But as of now, it looks like it's open and the markets are reacting pretty favorably to it. So we'll go here. And I think it literally, so I'm on the 1 hour chart here. I think it would be this wick here. So we wick down to 72, basically 72.3. And then, yeah, Trump basically tweeted that. And we have gone up since then. Obviously, we don't have that much time. But did Trump just stop the bleeding, at least in the Bitcoin market? Because dude, do we really want to look at the S&P 500? Like, bro, this is insane. Bro, we should have literally all just bought NVIDIA, AMD, and the S&P 500, bro. What's going on? Oh, man, dude, it's nuts. But it looks like, yeah, all markets are reacting pretty favorably to that news. So if this is the end, big if, obviously, like that's the big if. As of now, for real, this time's real, guys. It's over, apparently. Though I have seen a lot of conflicting talk on social media. You know, Trump's like, yeah, they want to negotiate. Iran's like, no, we don't. Like, we never want to negotiate. We don't trust you. But this time's for real, okay? This time, he's not crossing his fingers. This time it's for real. It's done. Sorry, I'm just, you know, we'll check the charts a little bit. Gold, dollar index down. Okay, let's look at okay. Crude oil spot going down. So let's see what happens here. But like for real this time, it's really over. If it is, big if it is, I think it would be one of the macro headwinds turned into a tailwind. Obviously, as we've been covering and as kind of has been the prevailing conversation since February, the war in the Middle East is definitely one of those macro situations that has probably caused the slump that we've seen in Bitcoin. Also, the October 10/10 Binance snafu, I think, really kind of broke things. Like, I think it might have fundamentally broken some things here. And we really haven't got, you know, much relief here in the last, 8 months? Is that 8 months? Yeah, 8 months. Is it behind us, guys? Are we finally through the woods? Are we finally through the woods? Yo, RL, that's so funny. Hey, dude, not gonna lie, it really do be feeling like Chuck E. Cheese tokens right now, bro. Yo, yeah, are we going after Cuba now, dude? Are we pulling out of Iran? Now we're going after Cuba? I'm beginning to feel a breeze, dude. Are we? Ah, dude. Do we got the breeze to our back? Are we finally going to get some life in the Bitcoin sale? Come on, man. This time's for real. Don't take it back. Don't take it back on this one, please. I need Bitcoin to do something. Please do something. I'm dying out here. I'm tired, boss. I'm losing my mind. If it stings and you haven't been here long enough, eventually even these times you will be green through young ones. Yeah, dude. Honestly, stay crazy, Opti. Dude, I am reminded right now. This is what I'm going to sign off. This is how I'm going to sign off on today's show. Again, guys, thank you, every single one of you guys that hangs out with me, that watches the videos, whether it's live or the rewatch or has watched any videos. Truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been fun. You know, it is fun. I know I complain sometimes. I get blackpilled. I can't always stay optimistic. I try. It is a mental framework, but I'm human, and I get down sometimes. But I am reminded of my boy Eric Kaysen, and I've said this conversation on the show before. I think this was like 2 years ago, one of the Bitcoin conferences, and I saw him, and I was like, he's a good friend. Like I love him. He's a good guy. We every time we hang out, we have a good time. And he was like, I saw him. I hadn't seen him in probably like a year at the time. I'm like, yo, Eric, bro, like, your rips are so good recently. Like, dude, that one interview you just did like a month ago was hilarious. It was so awesome. And he looks at me seriously, like as serious as he could be, deadpan. He's like, I really feel like the Bitcoin community wants me to go crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, I literally just go on these podcasts. I lose my mind. I absolutely lose my shit. I go crazy. He's like, I black out, basically, just rant like a lunatic. I feel like I'm losing my handle on my mind. And then everyone hears it and they're like, man, that was the best rant I've ever heard in my life. It's like, you're a genius, Eric Kaysen. You're my favorite Bitcoin. It's like, I think you guys all want me to go crazy. I'm started. Eric, I get it now. I get it. I totally get it. They want me to go crazy too. But we shall not succumb. And we will not. We're just having fun. All right. We're having fun. It's all about enjoy. Look, the price has been ass. All right. Price has been whatever. Continue to accumulate. Continue to take Bitcoin into self-custody. We will show up and give you the latest news. But at this point, all we're really doing, like we're a support group. This is AA right now, okay? This is like BA, Bitcoin Anonymous. We're here to just have fun and pass the time at this point because who knows what's going to happen. We'll keep you updated on the latest news, but in reality, we are just here having fun, playing with our Bitcoins. All right, guys, I'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend. Much love. As you always know, make sure you call your loved ones. If you haven't called your mother in a while, or your brother, or your sister, or your friends in a while, don't isolate. Reach out to them. It's needed, okay? It's also the weekend. So tomorrow, get off the couch, get off Twitter, take a walk. Get some sun on you. If it's sunny, it might not be sunny where you are, but if it is, get outside. I don't want to say touch some grass, like get your steps in, all right? Eat a good meal. Treat yourself, okay? We made it through another week. Treat yourself. I would suggest, an actual workout. I'm cooked right now. I'm super sore. Sal's been beating me up. I was sore before I got in the gym. I'm sore now. But it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And of course, buy some Bitcoin. Acquire some Bitcoin. Take it off the exchanges. Maybe it's a chill weekend. Maybe you need to update your Bitcoin wallets. Maybe you need to secure your Bitcoin. Maybe you want to run a node. Maybe you just want to chill, watch a movie. I don't know. Treat yourself, man. We're in it for the long run. I think I might be missing something I usually say, but whatever. On that note, have a good rest of your day. I will see you on Monday. Peace out.
Today's episode was brought to you by BitcoinWell.com, a Bitcoin-only platform on a mission to enable financial independence.